हेलो दोस्तों, नमस्कार, जय हिंद। हाउ यू ऑल? इंटरव्यू टेक्निक में इन particular and in overall SSB also, one of the important element is how much you know yourself, or I can also say how comfortable you are in your own shoes, or how much is the self-awareness. Now, a lot of things are dependent upon these 2-3 lines which I said. That's why you cannot perform good in SSB. You cannot do well in the personal interview if your self-awareness quotient is not very high. That's why you must have realized, if you've been to SSB, that the interviewer is very much interested in knowing about what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses. If things didn't happen, for instance, for example, something didn't happen. For example, let's say the very simple question is that you were not recommended. Very simple question actually. So he's asking, why are you not recommended? What do you think is the reason? You might run around, beat around the bush and say, "Ye nahi hua, to wo nahi hua." That's okay. But finally, what is the answer that he's expecting from you is, what were the gray areas in you as a person? And how have you worked upon it? So first is realization that, okay, this was the gray area. This is where I could have done better. This is where I could have, improved. That's good. But beyond that, what have you done about it? Have you done something about it? If you've done something about it, means what? Means you have worked upon your weaknesses. So realizing the weaknesses is one aspect. Working upon the weakness is another major important aspect. If you're a kind of person who is ready to work on weaknesses, first of all realize, then work. It shows a lot of things about you. It means to say that you're a kind of person who is self-aware, who knows what are the areas to work upon, and also who is ready to improve. So what does it show? There is a tendency of adapting new things. There is a tendency of changing if it is not good. Trainability is very high in this case. It can also be psychologically linked to emotional intelligence. As an OLQ, I will link it to effective intelligence also. You can handle stress. You can handle situations. Finding solutions in tight corners. So there is a tight corner, there is a bottleneck. For example, you're not getting recommended, is a bottleneck for you. You're ready to handle that. So best way to handle is what? Work on the areas which are weak. You cannot work on the areas which are weak if you don't know what are the areas which are weak. Self-awareness again. How much you know yourself, right? Now, many of you also get into this tendency of talking about your strengths and weaknesses in terms of, I was this, which is a behavioral issue, severe behavioral issues. For example, suppose the question is, which generally is, why did you score less marks, right? You say, I was very casual. But now I have changed. Fine. Where is the change visible? I would like to see that also, because you didn't score well in your academics. That may be 1 year, 2 year, 3-year-old phenomena. In this period of 3 years, where has this transition taken place? It should be evident, no? How it will be evident? It will be evident through the number of exams that you might have given, attempted, cleared. Also, it will be evident through, suppose you're not very non-serious, you're very nonchalant kind of a person, very easygoing, but there is a sense of responsibility building up now, or has built up already, in the sense of you now being very clear about your future career options, your goals. Your goal setting is perfect, is as per your personality, your temperament, your behavior so far. And also there is a constant work towards achieving that goal. That is where he is interested. Okay, fine. You were a little casual. Fine, no issues. You all tend to be sometimes very casual. You're not as serious as you should have had been. That's fine. That's acceptable again. Have you improved? Now, you by just saying no, I've changed doesn't make any sense because it should be visible. Okay? Manasa, vacha, karmana. कर्म में दिखेगा ना. मन में है आपके मैं चेंज करने वाला हूँ, बोल भी रहे हैं कि हाँ मैं चेंज कर दूंगा, बट कर्म में दिख नहीं रहा है. मान लीजिए, then he will keep you there only where you were 3 years back, casual, non-serious. Are you understanding how deep this interview can be? Can be very deep, and there's no way you can fool the interviewing also. Many people try to say that मैं तो ये बोल के निकल गया. ऐसा नहीं है. उसको सब समझ में आ रहा है आप क्या बोल रहे हैं, आपका आशय क्या है. If you got recommended even after, you don't think that he has allowed you to fool himself. No. He has allowed you to get recommended because he has understood that probably you will get trained. So इंटरव्यूइंग ऑफिसर हो, साइकोलॉजिस्ट हो, जीटीओ हो, वो लोग आपको ऑफिसर नहीं बना रहे हैं. उनका मकसद ये थोड़ा ना कि आपको ऑफिसर बना रहे हैं. ऑफिसर तो आपको एकेडमी बनाएगी. तो एकेडमी का भी तो एक रोल है ना. एकेडमी का एक रोल है कि एकेडमी आपको ट्रेन करेगी. तो कई ऐसे फैसेट्स पर्सनैलिटी के जो दबे हुए हैं, छुपे हुए हैं, वो एकेडमी में निखर जाते हैं. तो इसीलिए ट्रेनेबिलिटी का एक एस्पेक्ट बहुत जरूरी है कि मैं किसी को सिर्फ इसीलिए रिकमेंड नहीं कर नॉट रिकमेंड कर दूं बिकॉज उसमें वो है नहीं. दिस कैन नॉट बी द राइट वे फॉर एसेसर्स. So what do? They see whether there is a potentiality of trainability. Can this boy or girl be trained as the time passes? Will he improve? If he will improve, I'm open to it. So I'll give you some marks, credibility for training. But that will depend upon how much realization is there. How much do you know yourself? That part. Rigidity है कि फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी है अप्रोच में. रिजिड अप्रोच है बंदे का, नहीं मेरे को तो कुछ करना ही नहीं, मैं तो कुछ चेंज ही नहीं करना, मैं तो बहुत सही हूँ. वो ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस वाला शेड. If he is rigid, he is not. If he is rigid, he is non-trainable. If he is rigid, he is non-trainable. So trainability marks should go down, and it will go down. Understood? If he is rigid, he is non-trainable. But if he is flexible and if he is open to ideas, मैं एक टेस्ट करता हूँ. जितने मेरे स्टूडेंट मेरे से कनेक्ट करते हैं फॉर माई क्लासेस और फॉर माई इंटरव्यूज, तो मैं एक टेस्ट भी करता हूँ. In that, I try to see the tendency. Is he open to experiences? वो टेस्ट में साफ दिखता है साइकोमेट्री में. Is he open to experience? If he is open to experience, he'll change. But if he is not open to experience, like he is made up his mind, no, this is right, this is wrong, no, rigidity आ गई है. कई पर्सनैलिटीज आपको लाइफ में मिलेंगी ऐसी जो रिजिड हो जाती है. रिजिड का सीधा सीधा मतलब है कि मेरे को ये बंदा इनकॉरेजेबल हो गया, ये चीज नहीं होगा. अकॉर्डिंगली ही विल लूज आउट हिज मार्क्स ऑन ट्रेनेबिलिटी. बहुत ही खूबसूरत सिस्टम है ये असेसमेंट का. देयर इज very less chances of any flaws. Of course, every system can have some kind of flaws. We can't. But since the system is so independently moving in 3 dimensions separately, chances of flaw actually goes down. And invisible as the kind of officers which are produced in an army or in armed forces, they are actually the best. Best of the lot, I will say. They're better than any other, maybe. अदर सिलेक्शन सिस्टम से जो लोग आ रहे हैं अलग अलग सर्विसेज में, उनसे अच्छे हैं, क्वालिटी है उनमें, है ना. सो ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड योरसेल्फ डीपली. यू नीड टू एक्चुअली टॉक टू योरसेल्फ. वेयर एम आई रॉन्ग? व्हाट आर माय वीकनेसेस? What are the areas where I can improve upon? How can I improve upon? Make a roadmap of that, right? And if you're open to experience, you're open to challenges, if you're open to new ideas, which you should be, ideally, everyone should be. I'm open to ideas. I'm not a rigid person. I'm open to ideas. I learn new things. I don't mind learning, evolving. That's how a person should be. Then it's good. तो सीखने का सामर्थ्य भी होना चाहिए और मन भी होना चाहिए. जब रावण मर रहे थे, रावण वाज डाइंग, भगवान राम ने लक्ष्मण जी को कहा था, अब जाओ. और ये महान ज्ञानी है, बहुत बड़े ज्ञानी है रावण थे एक्चुअली. वो आपने सुना होगा वो जो रावण जो शिव जी की श्लोक सुना होगा आपने, सुनिएगा, बहुत अच्छा है. बोलते जाओ इनसे सीखो कुछ, लर्न, ज्ञान लो. So you should be ready to learn even from enemies. That's okay, he was your enemy, you killed him. But that should not stop you from learning from him also if he has more wisdom than you. So idea is to incorporate new ideas, flexible approach to life. Rigid बंदे ठीक नहीं है फौज के लिए, otherwise भी मेरे हिसाब से. Should be open to challenges, open to change. That's the kind of person. And self-aware. That's where it finally comes down to. तो कैसा लगा आपको वीडियो, बताइएगा जरूर. आपके क्या विचार हैं इस पे कमेंट पे लिखिएगा, और मेरी वीडियो को शेयर कीजिए और सब्सक्राइब कीजिए चैनल को. Allow it to grow. Thank you. जय हिंद. ट्रस्ट द प्रोसेस. आप भी रिकमेंड होंगे, आपको भी वो चीजें मिलेंगी जिसकी आपको आकांक्षा है. प्रयासरत रहिए, प्रोसेस में विश्वास रखिए, इवॉल्व कीजिए. ऑल द बेस्ट. जय हिंद.